Grab your wands, because we're doing wizard battles. This is Video Vulture. Hello and welcome to Video Vulture. I'm your host, John Tebbutt. With me is Tom Bagley.
Greetings.
And Cody Cook.
Hey, how's it going?
And this time we'll be talking about wizard battles, vintage cinematic wizard battles on film.
Yeah, and considering how often magic users show up in films, they don't always cast spells on each other, but when they do, it's spectacular.
Like when there's a gigantic foot appears out of nowhere to squish you like in Buddha's palm.
Yeah, just like that Monty Python spell.
That's it.
Yeah, precisely. But not all magic duels are that flamboyant. Sometimes they're dull. Sometimes they use what the TV tropes guys call a beam of war. Yeah.
Which is like when the two wizards are fighting and they have laser beams coming out of each hand and they meet in the middle and they don't, they just sort of go back and forth and it's...
Another method is conjuration. That's where you make something appear to hurt your opponent, kind of like a dagger or a dangerous animal. Like in Sword in the Stone.
Which we're not going to show because it's a Disney property.
And then there's the Avatar method. That's where the magicians create colorful spirits that represent themselves, and then they're fighting back and forth against each other. Kind of like in the famous scene from
Big Trouble in Little China.
This was like the movie that kickstarted my love for John Carpenter. But the movie stars Kurt Russell. It's got Kim Cattrall, Victor Wong, James Hong. It's got special effects by Screamin' Mad George. It's just a great, fantastic film all about Chinese black magic. And so there is a scene where Victor Wong's character Egg Shen is fighting against James Hong's character's Lo Pan. And Lo Pan is like this evil wizard who's like the epitome of like all evil. And he's kidnapping these women with green eyes to make himself mortal. And so Egg Shen and all the rest of the crew are like fighting, and they start throwing magic back and forth at each other. But Egg Shen kind of uses like crystals to shoot the laser beams, whereas James Hong, like Lo Pan's character, he does this little video game kind of thing where the laser comes out, and then they do that thing, like I said earlier, the Avatar, where these two spirits are like fighting against each other. And it's a really short scene, but it's really cool. It's like I said, it's very spectacular. You know, like it became this big thing where these two guys are just fighting, and then these big spirits come out and fight each other and everything. It's a very fantastic scene in a very fantastic movie.
One of my favorite wizard battles on film is 1963's The Raven, which is a Roger Corman, ostensibly based on the Poe poem, the Edgar Allan Poe poem, but it's like all those movies where there's not really enough there to make a feature film out of. But The Raven, it's so there's Dr. Craven, played by the fantastic Vincent Price, and his little kind of dumpy sidekick who's not really magical at all, named Dr. Bedloe, portrayed by Peter Lorre, whose son is a young, fresh-faced Jack Nicholson. And there's this whole thing where he's trying to find out what happened to his wife, who's played by Hazel Court, who apparently is dead, but is not. She's actually run off with Dr. Scarabaeus, played by a late-era Boris Karloff. And they're dueling wizards. They're in a big castle, and they're doing all of the tricks and the shtick of conjuring cannons out of midair and then turning the ball back on the person that fired it. And there's the what do you call it?
Beam of War.
Beam of War. There's a great Beam of War scene in there, which is not that boring. It's kind of, it doesn't go on too long. Yeah, and it's a fantastic movie, and it's quite funny. It is a comedy, and in most of those Poe films that were the Vincent Price, Roger Corman, they're quite kind of solemn, somber affairs, except for a few little comedic touches, but this one just goes full-out comedy.
Answer me, monster. Tell me truly. Shall I ever hold again that radiant maiden whom the angels call Lenore?
How the hell should I know? What am I, a fortune teller?
Highly recommended.
Yeah, they made a few Poe movies by then, and we're kind of ready to play it up a bit, doing
Yeah.
inject a bit of humor. Yeah, it's a fun movie. All right, we have discussed Shaolin Drunkard on Video Vulture before, but we have not discussed all the craziness that appears in that film, because that would take the length of the film. So there's a wizard battle in there that is crazy. The hero knows a little bit of magic himself, and he encounters a street con artist who's trying to con people out of their money.
You know magic too. Why'd you break my spell then, huh? Because you shouldn't use magic to steal money.
And he decides to teach him a lesson, and a wizard battle ensues, and it is bizarre. They are trying to feed each other poison, they are casting spells, they are animating little paper cutouts to shoot arrows at each other. There's the conjuring up a tiny little cannon, like from The Raven. It's bizarre. Just watch this.
I'll fix you. Water, go. Huh? Must be something blocking that.
And sometimes a wizard battle is just indescribable, gory weirdness, like in Boxer's Omen from 1983, which is this unhinged, crazy Buddhist monks versus black wizards freak out.
So good.
It's fantastic. But we can't show hardly any of it here because people will lose their lunch. There you go again. What is that you've been doing all the entire episode? Is that conjuration? Are you summoning an avatar? Is that what that is? Eh?
Well, you know what? Take this.
Oh yeah? Well, how about this? Yeah?
Hey, stop it! No. What have I said about wizard duels in the studio? Stop it. Tom, you should know better. Cody, I will change you into a dog if you keep that up.
What? Is that a threat? Well, then you take this.
Now you.
Oh yeah?
Thanks for watching.